Now beta, we will start the last fifth kingdom, kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Animalia is divided into two groups, invertebrates and vertebrates. Beta, invertebrates means the organism which do not have a notochord or the backbone, and vertebrates includes the organism which have the backbone. The invertebrates are divided into 8 groups: Phylum Porifera, Phylum Sneed Area, Phylum Platy Helmet, Phylum Nematoda, Phylum Annelida, Phylum Arthropoda, Phylum Mollusk, and Phylum Echinodermata. Now first we will study about the Phylum Porifera. Member of the Phylum Porifera are called as bearing pores, means they have the pores, and they are the simplest multicellular organism. Here is the example, and they are known as the sponges. They are, majority of sponges are marine creatures, means you can find them in sea and ocean. And they also live in, some of the species are you can find in the fresh water also. Now we will study about the characteristic. Beta, keep in mind when we are studying the kingdom Animalia, we should know at least 2 examples of each and at least 2 characters of each phylum. So sponges lack well-developed organs, but they have the different types of cells to carry out different various life processes. Sponges have the hollow body. You can see their body is hollow from inside. Most of the sponges cannot move from one place to another, but their larvae can swim freely from one place to another. And most important characteristic of sponges is that they have the ability to regrow or regenerate. Next is Phylum Sneed Area. Phylum Sneed Area means nattle in Greek, and they are aquatic, mostly marine, and they are distinguished by their cnidocytes. Cnidocytes means their stinging cells. So they use these cells to poison and capture their prey. Earlier Cnidarians were grouped together with other type of organism under Phylum Coelenterata. Hydra, jellyfish, sea anemone, or the corals are the example of the Sneed Area. Now their characteristics: they have the body cavity called the coelentron, which act as the digestive chamber. Their mouth is surrounded by a tentacle which contains the cnidocytes, mean the stinging cells. Cnidarians can be either stationary or free swimming. Next beta, Cnidarians can also regenerate their lost or damaged body parts. So here this is the sea anemone and these are the coral. Next is Phylum Platy Helmet. Platy means beta flat and helminthes means worm. So the organism which are flat in structure and worm, they are come under the Platy Helmet. Example, the tapeworm and the liver fluke. They have the soft unsegmented body. So they have the unsegmented body. They do not have a body cavity. They do not have circulatory system. They do not have a respiratory system. Their digestive system has only one opening. For ingestion means eating, and for excretion means for egestion also they have the single opening. Most organisms live in a parasitic form inside the other animals. Next is Phylum Nematoda. Nematoda means thread-like structure. Examples, roundworms or the hookworms. Their body is elongated, cylindrical. Their body has outer covering called cuticle, which also line the digestive system also, or the other body openings. Their head can be easily distinguished from the rest of the body. And they are also, like Platy Helminthes, they are parasitic, means live inside the other body and harm them. Next is Phylum Annelida. Segmented or ringworms come under this type of Phylum Annelida. They live in aquatic habitats or mostly the moist places in the terrestrial habitats. Some annelids are lichens, which are parasitic. Earthworm and lugworm are other example of annelids. So if you have seen earthworm, you can easily write their characteristic. Like annelids have the tough but flexible fibrous outer covering called the cuticle. The body are divided into segments known as septa. Most annelids have the well-developed circulatory system, or simply you can write most annelids have the well-developed organ system. Their digestive system is most annelids comprised of straight tube with a mouth and an anal opening. Like here you can see the earthworm. Next is Phylum Arthropoda. This arthro means joint and poda means leg. So organisms like insects, spiders, scorpions, centipede, millipedes come under this phylum. Now their characteristic: arthropods have the segmented body, having paired limb. They have joint. For example, insect have 3 pairs of leg, but spider have the 4 pair of leg. You can see 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pair. They have the tough exoskeleton made up of chitin or chitin Arthropods have well-developed organ system. Their body fluid is called hemolymph, which circulates inside the hemocoel. Most arthropods lay egg. Scorpions beta give birth to the young ones. So you can write most of the arthropod lay eggs. Next is the phylum mollusk. Example you can keep in mind. The snails or the oysters. Snail you have seen, they have a soft body covered with hard shell here. Most of them have a specialized feeding structure called the radula. And then like arthropod, they have the open vascular system. Last is the phylum Echinodermata, means spines. They have the spines in their body like starfish. They have the internal skeleton of small bone-like structure. Their body is divided into 5 parts. They have a network-filled canal within their body and they have the tube feeds. And these type of tube feed help them in feeding, respiration or attaching themselves on the surfaces. And most of the echinodermatas can regenerate their body part. For example, one part of the starfish is broken or cut down, so they can regenerate or regrow their body parts.